everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to put together a quick video just kind of showcasing our current Gen 8 Shiny Living Dex progression. We are over halfway done our Gen 8 Shiny Living Dex, and this is really cool. We are sitting at 54 out of 93 available Gen 8 Shinies. So what that 93 entails is all of the Pokemon, so Grookey through Dragapult. I believe Dragapult is the final entry before the Legends. Zacian, Zamazenta, and Eternatus do not have obtainable shinies. Neither do the newly released Kubfu or Urshifu. So those are not included in the 93. But what that 93 does include is it also includes all of the new Galarian forms as well. Since they are new to Gen 8, even though they are still Dex entries of Pokemon that we've had in the past, they are new forms brought in to Gen 8, so they're included in that 93 as well. So I just wanted to quickly go through what we have for Gen 8 so far, show you what we have, show you what we're working on, and just kind of overall give an update on our Gen 8 Shiny progress. Before we jump in, I do want to remind everybody that I do stream Monday through Thursday evenings over on Twitch. So if you would like to come join us for a live stream, we do lots of shiny hunting. I also try to host regular community events as well. My Twitch link will be in the description down below. Feel free to come pop by a live stream if you would like. And so let's dive into our Living Dex. So we're going to start off with Grookey. It's the reason why Grookey is in the bottom corner down here is because if we go over to my non-shiny Living Dex, if you see where Generation 8 ends, after we have Meltan and Melmetal, this is Zeraora, by the way. I don't have a non-shiny Zeraora myself yet to put in home for the Living Dex. Gen 8 starts in the bottom corner here with Grookey, and then we move in. So if you're wondering why I've got Grookey in the bottom corner, that is why. So we are going to hop back over to where our Gen 8 Dex is. So we have Grookey. Grookey, you can see down there in the bottom, has the Overgrow ability. This shiny Grookey we got before the hidden ability starters were released. So when the hidden ability starters were released, I decided to finish up the Grookey line, and both our shiny Thwackey and Rillaboom, we were very lucky and we got the Grassy Surge ability on both of them. So I'm very happy about that. I did boost my Rillaboom right up to level 100. So if I want to give this guy a Gmax soup and then use him for competitive, it is an option. He's the right nature. I can just bottle cap some IVs that didn't come out right, give it the Gmax soup, and then he's good to go. So moving on, so we don't have any of the Scorbunny or the Sobble line yet. We will start hunting those soon, now that we have the hidden ability starters. That's the main reason why I was waiting to hunt the starters. I just decided to do Grookey, like one Grookey. It was a community vote. People wanted to see a Grookey hunt, so we did one Grookey, but then I waited until we got the hidden abilities to finish the Grookey line. So we have one Squavit. We do need a second one so that we can get our shiny Greedent. I'm not sure if I'm going to do, like, a Greedent hunt specifically, or if I'm just going to go for a Squavit. I'm probably just going to go for a second Squavit because they are very common on Route 1, so a relatively quick-ish hunt. So we'll probably just go for a second Squavit there. We have the entire Rookity line as shiny. Now, it's unfortunate that it doesn't show this inside of Pokemon Home, but this Corviknight is marked. I believe it was the sociable mark. So this Corviknight does have a mark, which was really cool. We actually got this before we got the Mark Charm. So getting a shiny with a mark, pre-Mark Charm, pre-Isle of Armor, was really cool. So we have our Blipbug here. We hatched this one after 700 eggs, 700 exactly. Orbeetle we caught as a strong spawn. This was such a cool hunt to do as a strong spawn. And we got it in we got it really quickly, like 280-ish encounters, I think. The video's somewhere back on the channel. But yeah, relatively quickly. It was so cool just to see, like, that purple Orbeetle just, like, coming right at you as a strong spawn. That was super cool. So we still need a Dottler. I am probably just going to do an overworld Blipbug hunt on Route 2, most likely, so that we can just evolve it into a Dottler and then we'll be set. We have one Nickit, so we need one more to get a Thievul. But again, I'm probably just going to do an overworld Thievul hunt. I believe it's Route 7, or like the very bottom part of Route 8, just before you get into the area where like the Phalanx things are. So there's a good amount of overworld thievals there. Also, we'll get into this later, but I still need more Pico as well. And on Route 9, I believe, more Pico is like, you can get it to be like a 60% chance if you bring a Lightning Rod or Static Pokemon in the random grass encounters. But Thievul is another one of the options in those random grass encounters. So I might just wait until I get to my more Pico hunt. And if we phase on a Thievul, then that will be my Thievul for the Living Dex. So we'll just see. I have one Gossifleur, we need a second one. I have one Wooloo, we need a second one. Again, these are going to be very easy overworld hunts. Wooloo is not as common on Route 1 as Squavit is, but it's still relatively easy to hunt. Gossifleur is super, super easy if you have a Harvest Pokemon at the front of your party. They are everywhere on Route 3. Same thing with Yamper. We still need a second one, but again, I'll just bring a Lightning Rod or Static Pokemon to Route 2, and then they will be everywhere. We have the entire Chewtle line is done. We have our Chewtle and our Dreadnought. We have the entire Roly-Coly line as well. We have one Applin. I do need 2 more so that we can get our Appleton and our Flapple. I'll probably just end up breeding those in all honesty. That's the most consistently reliable way to get Applins. There are some areas in the wild area where you can hunt Applins, but at certain weather conditions. There is also a new method to hunt Applin on the Isle of Armor. There is a tree where you can only get Applins and Squavits, and I still need both of those, but you have to soft reset the tree. Because you only get like the one Pokemon when the berries drop, so I'm probably not going to end up doing that. In all honesty, I think I'll just stick with eggs for Applin, for Applins like 2 and 3. We have our Silicobra. So for anybody that remembers this is probably the single most torturous hunt that I've done so far. We went almost 6,000 wild encounters to get this Silicobra. And then 416 eggs, I think was the exact number. It was a very, very lengthy hunt. We phased 5 times while going for Silicobra in the wild. We hit a Heatmore, a Skorupi, 2 Duskulls, and a Dugtrio.
No! No! No!
After hitting that Dugtrio, I was just done. So we decided to just move on and do eggs, and we got it under odds as far as eggs are concerned. So happy about that. We do still need a Sandaconda. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I might do the Strong Spawn Sandaconda, or I'll probably just do eggs for another Silicobra. There are also Overworld Silicobras on the Isle of Armor, so I might end up doing an Overworld Silicobra hunt, since I can't really phase on an Overworld Silicobra, but knowing me, I'll find a way.
No! No!
I believe this entry here is Cramorant, which is actually going to be our next hunt after we finish Sandygast. We are currently hunting for a shiny Sandygast on the Isle of Armor, and after we get the Sandygast, we are going to resume our Gen 8 hunts. I'm almost positive that this entry here is Cramorant. It would make sense because it's next to the Arrokuda and Barraskewda line, so we have those as, those are both completed. I got those both as Overworld Shinies on Route 2. I believe they were both Arrokudas. I don't think this was a Barraskewda, or sorry, a Barraskewda that spawned. I'm pretty sure it was double shiny Arrokuda, and I just evolved one. We got a shiny Toxel in the wild, and then this Toxtricity we bred. This was our 12-egg Toxel that we evolved into a Toxtricity, and this was a 420 wild encounter Toxel, which was pretty cool. We got very lucky on Sizzlipede. I did a random encounter Flashfire hunt, and we got Sizzlipede on phase 1, so I was very happy about that. So we still need one more to get a Centiskorch. In all honesty, I'm probably just going to do eggs for the second Sizzlipede. I don't want to test my luck twice on a random encounter Flashfire hunt. I still need a I have a Grapploct, so I still need a Clobbopus, but there are there's quite a few locations where Clobbopus can spawn, so that's going to be a relatively easy hunt, so I'm not concerned about that. We have Sinistea and Poltegeist. So, Sinistea, this Sinistea here was eggs, because it's level 1, obviously. This is also a square shiny from eggs, so that was pretty cool. That's a 1 in 16 chance. And then this Poltegeist was a random encounter spawn in Glimwood Tangle. That was a really, really fun hunt. We phased twice heading up to the Poltegeist, one of which was the Hatchram here. So I still need to do a Hatenna hunt, as well as get another one of these for a Hatterene. I am likely going to do like a double overworld hunt for Hatenna, Or if, like, I still need to check Cerebi. If the egg steps are, like, really, really low for Hatena, I might just do eggs, because then they won't be as painful. But, I mean, eggs are still eggs. We have one Impidimp that was from eggs, and Morgrim actually came from doing more hunts in Glimwood Tangle after we got the Poltegeist. I think this would have been, like, I think this was, like, the 4th shiny we got in there. So we still need a Grimmsnarl. Chances are I'm going to do the Strong Spawn Grimmsnarl in the wild area. That is a beautiful shiny, so I definitely, I want to get that, like, as a Grimmsnarl, so we'll do that in, as a Strong Spawn hunt. This Obstagoon was the very first shiny we got of Sword and Shield. We got this the second day the game came out, on Saturday. We got it as a Zigzagoon on Route 2, and I couldn't believe this when I checked it, but it has a mark as well. It has, like, the lunchtime mark. It's like the fork and spoon or the fork and knife, whatever it is. But yeah, this was a full odds 1 in 40/96 shiny on the second day the game was launched, and it had a mark. So that was really, really cool. This Obstagoon is always going to be very, very special to me. We have Berserker, which was an overworld spawn. We have our Mr. Rhyme, which we evolved from a shiny Mr. Mime. Rutan Regis came from a Yamask that took me 2,184 eggs, Masuda Method, and Shiny Charm. Yeah, you heard that number right. 2,184 eggs, Masuda Method, Shiny Charm. Was not fun. It was not fun. But, you know, it is what it is. Phalanx, we actually got this in a shiny race with Princess Tia. She beat us, but we still got our Phalanx. Not too many encounters later, or not too many eggs later. I think mine was at like 210, I think, and I think hers was like 190. So they were very, very close together. Alright, moving on to the final page here. We have Snome, which Snome I actually got yesterday from the point I'm recording this. And we got a Frostmoth on, or we got another Snome on stream a while back that we evolved into a Frostmoth. We got Stongener in 69 eggs. Kenman predicted that right on, so that was pretty funny. Pretty funny to get it on a 69 eggs, but the fact that it was also predicted right on too was pretty cool. So we still need to do Ice-Q at some point, which is going to be eggs, because I'm not doing a 1% Ice-Q hunt. Like, forget that. So we have Indeedee here. This was also a Glimwood Tangle phase, which was pretty cool. We got this on phase 2 of the Sinistea hunt. Hatchram was phase 1, Indeedee was phase 2, and then the Sinistea was our target on phase 3. We got Qfant in the wild area via Magnet Pull. This was just over odds, so it wasn't too bad. I think it was like 1,600 encounters or something. So realistically, not that bad. Copper was a random strong spawn that I just bumped into one morning. And it happened to be shiny, so that was a pretty cool, like, random encounter. We have 3 of the 4 fossils. We have Dracozolt, Arctozolt, and Dracovish. We just need Arctovish, and then we are done for the fossils. Dracovish was like 51 or 5,200 encounters, something ridiculous. But then Arctozolt was like 540, and Dracozolt was 630. So these two were very, very under odds. This one was just over odds. So I'm hoping that the Arctovish can follow the Dracozolt and Arctozolt lines, or hunts rather, and we can get that super under odds, and then we'll be done with the fossils for Gen 8. Unless they give us new ones in Crown Tundra, which I think it'd be really cool if we had, like, the fully assembled versions of these fossils, not like the Frankenstein versions, but, you know, it is what it is. I really like the fossils from Gen 8 personally, so I'm excited to get the final one as a shiny. That's going to be really cool. We got a Duraludon as a overworld spawn on Route 10 with Meltan Magnet Pull. Once Pokemon Home released, we could drop Meltan into Gen 8, and I decided to hunt Duraludon on Route 10 rather than resetting for the strong spawn or doing eggs. That's still the method that I recommend for hunting Duraludon personally. We have 2 of our shiny Dreepies. We have, well, Dreepy and Dracloak. We just need to hatch one more shiny Dreepy to get our Dragapult. I almost said Dracozolt. To get our Dragapult, and then that will be done. And then that is it for the, new Pokemon. Again, we can't get Zacian, Zamazenta, or Eternatus, or Cubfu, or Urshifu as shinies, so those don't really matter. But in terms of the Galarian forms, right now we have 6 Galarian forms that we have as their shinies. We have one Ponyta, so we need to get a second one to get our Rapidash. We have a Zigzagoon and a Lanoon to go with our Obstagoon. We have the Meowth to go with our Berserker, and the Mr. Mime to go with the Mr. Rhyme. So we are set there. We also have our Galarian Slowbro. So we had a Galarian Slowpoke, a shiny Galarian Slowpoke, right before the DLC dropped, and day one of the DLC, my first mission once I got to the Isle of Armor was to get all the items needed to evolve the Galarian Slowbro. I did put out a video on how to evolve your Slowpoke into Slowbro with the Isle of Armor DLC, so if you don't know how to do that, I'll link that in the description down below. It's very, very simple. You just need to find some items around the wild area in the Isle of Armor, and then take it to an NPC, and she'll make you the item that evolves Slowpoke into Slowbro. And that's that. So that is our progress right now on our Gen 8 Shiny Living Dex. Again, we're up to 54 out of 93, which is just... It's crazy that we're over halfway done. After we get our Sandygast, which I'm hoping we'll get that tonight on stream, we will be returning to Cramorant. After Cramorant is going to be our first shiny Scorbunny hunt, and once we get started on the Scorbunny hunt, we're going to do a community poll to decide what our next Gen 8 hunt is going to be. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for taking time and watching this. If you have been doing some Gen 8 shiny hunting, let me know down in the comments below what some of the shinies you've caught so far. And what have some of your favorites been of Gen 8? What are you looking forward to hunting? And tell me if you're working on a Living Dex as well. Tell me how your progress is coming. One thing I will note is that I think the only shiny that was in here that came from a raid was the Grappaloct, but it was not like a manipulated or exploited den. It was just a random shiny. So all the other shinies have been hunted. I don't do the den manipulation. I don't like re-roll the dates so that I can get shiny dens and get Gen 8 shinies that way. All of these have just been either random encounters, getting super lucky, or they have been targeted hunts. So I just wanted to toss that out there. I'm not doing the den exploits just to get some easy Gen 8 shinies. So again, thank you everybody so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.